All right, so today for my code, I'm going to work on um, typing up my code for my final project, which is going to be a soil erosion based product. I've kind of decided this through many different things, and kind of my passion project for my college application was about soil erosion and the environment as a whole. Is that's what I look to major in the future. So I thought this was a good idea to start formulating some code about. So I'm gonna go to my Python code runner, and I have some of my notes right here that I'm gonna be using to help me code this. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna use is I'm going to use an import thinker as tk because I've formulated this formula. That's going to be A, which is obviously the total soil erosion, equals r times k, which is going to be rainfall entry times soil entry, times ls, which is going to serve as the slope. So pretty much when, if you're having a soil erosion product and something's going to slope down as if, a hill is close, that's what ls is going to represent. C is going to represent the vegetation entry, and P is going to kind of serve as a variable of conservation of mass. So I'm going to go ahead and start typing this out. So right here, that's supposed to be a hyphen, yep. Right, so then I'm gonna initiate every variable right here. So rainfall entry slash get, which is pretty self-explanatory, and I need to make sure I have that on the outside. K, which is also equal float. I wonder if it needs to go here. That would make a little more sense. Yup. Float soil on the house entries. Get. Next is going to be that ls I was talking about, which is going to equal float slope entry dot get. C is going to equal float vegetation underscore entry dot get. P is going to equal the same thing as the float conservation underscore entry slash get. And obviously we have that here. Then we're going to establish the formula, which is A equals R times K times LS times C times. Alright, then I'm going to come down here. I'm going to display. I'm going to call here the GUI. Actually, I'm going to call it just the setup. So root equals t dot tk, and I'm kind of using my notes for this because I've spent a lot of time on this to overall formulate this. And pretty much right here, this is everything prior was kind of explaining to the code what I wanted to do, and now I am making the code telling it what to do. Right here, I'm calling for where I want it to be in the column. So pretty much right here, what I'm going to do is use this as a way to kind of make more sense. If you can see that right there. Basically my goal from here is to finish typing everything out, and we'll see how it goes from there. Alright, so now I'm going to do the same for the soil and tree. It goes TK, that, and tree. Root. This is just going to be the same exact thing, practically. So in my notes, I have this written pretty much at exactly the same thing. Which is very helpful because actually, this is starting to make a little bit more sense. Oh yeah, Papa wanted it right there, TK. Alright, so right here, kind of how I'm going to use my AI implication of this is I'm going to copy and paste all of this so far. Control Z, Control C right here. And then I'm going to insert it in ChatGPT right here. And I'm going to ask it, can you fix my code? I'm gonna ask it to fix my code because now this is going to really serve as an aid for me. Alright, so now it's gonna tell me some of the important errors that are throughout, and it's gonna give me a corrected code. But the problem is with this ChatGPT corrected code, it does not always run, which then that creates a problem because this code that is so-called corrected is either mainly written in JavaScript or the incorrect language. So kind of what I have to do is the reader is go back and kind of fix all of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some of these errors right quick and see what I can do from here. Oops. Kind of hard to hold this phone up. So it fixed some of my errors, such as incorrect import statements. Import think added should be import tinker as tk, which, so I missed a little bit. That's my partial fault for not writing it down correctly in my note. From thinker import message box should be from thinker import message box. From calculate erosion, use a colon instead of a semicolon. Once again, this is all user error, and this is where ChatGPT comes in very clutch and kind of shows the syntax error and everything. So looking at it right here, I'm going to scroll down to this corrected code, and it looks like it corrected the majority of my code. So I'm going to copy it over here, and then I'm going to correct a few things from it right here. Oops. So this right here needs to be changed. That's a very obvious sign. And then I'm going to change a few things. I need to add a few things, such as so I'm adding a few comments here because good code is usually executed with comments. So I'm going to explain how this program works. Alright, now I'm going to move this up top. And now the question is going to be, will this code run after I've corrected many of the errors? Let's see what it wants. See, now it's giving me this error, trace back most recent call line. Let's see where, see I might have missed an error while I was correcting my code. So the code is properly executed, but now it is not exporting anything, which now I'm going to have to figure out how to change that. And here I am going to Google if my code is right, but nothing is shown as an out. What do I do? Alright, so I'm going to read some stuff on Stack Overflow, which has also been a pretty helpful site. Okay. And accept them, I don't really care. There's no error, just the driver code doesn't work. Alright, some people would drop some very interesting issues that kind of show it. So overall in this code, some of the cool things I've picked up is, before my phase 1.5 video, I'm going to try to figure out all these codes so I can have a finished product that can be shown in my video, and it's all going to make a lot more sense. So I'm going to continue to add to all my notes and make sure it all makes sense. But overall, I believe this is a very strong start for my final product, with still having 10 mentor hours left while my mentor is going to help me. Thank you.